In this video, we examine the OHDSI community that supports and surrounds the OMOP Common Data Model. The OMOP mission is to improve health by empowering a community to collaboratively generate the evidence that promotes better health decisions and better care. The OHDSI vision is a world in which observational research produces a comprehensive understanding of health and disease. I have highlighted some of the key words that appear in the mission and vision statement that define the ethos and passion that surrounds the entire OHDSI ecosystem. Words such as community, working collaboratively, generating evidence, and observational research. As we shall see, everything that OHDSI has created and does are based on these core principles. OHDSI embraces 6 core values. Innovation. Observational research is a field that will greatly benefit from disruptive thinking. Reproducibility. Accurate, reproducible, and well-calibrated evidence is necessary for health improvement. Community. Everybody is welcome to actively participate in OHDSI, whether you are a patient, a healthcare professional, a researcher, or someone who simply believes in the cause. Collaboration, working collectively to prioritize and address the real-world needs of our community's participants. Openness, make all community proceeds open and publicly accessible, including the methods, tools, and evidence that we generate. And finally, beneficence. The rights of individuals and organizations will be respected at all times. The OMOP community is truly a worldwide set of contributors and collaborators. The OHDSI Coordinating Center is located at Columbia University Medical Center in New York City. But key collaborations and leadership roles are held by members of the OHDSI community across the globe. OHDSI makes all of its resources available directly from its homepage, including a banner of buttons along the top row and a more detailed banners of buttons along the bottom of the OHDSI logo. OHDSI has one of the most active user communities that I've ever seen. Clicking on the Forums button along the top row takes you to the OHDSI user forums. You do not need to join OHDSI to view any of the postings on the OHDSI forums. You do need to register at no cost to create a forum post. Clicking on the OHDSI wiki sends you to a lot of the OMOP documentation. However, much of the more recent documentation is now on the OHDSI GitHub site. One resource in particular that I highlight here are the video tutorials. Clicking on that button takes you to links with tutorials about the OMOP CDM and many of the tools and technologies available through the OHDSI GitHub repositories. You can use these links to look more closely into any of the OHDSI resources and to ask questions in the OHDSI user forums when you need help. The last button along the top row of the OHDSI homepage is the link to the OHDSI GitHub site. As you can see from this screenshot of the homepage on GitHub, there are 125 repositories available there. While not all of these repositories are under active development, and some represent projects that only work on earlier versions of the OMOP CDM, every resource created by the OHDSI community is available on this GitHub site. From the bottom row of buttons, select the Software Tools button to bring you to a web page that describes a number of the OHDSI tools. In addition, demonstration versions of some of these tools are available. This is the Atlas tool that is accessible through the Software Tools button. Multiple OHDSI tools that previously were separated and disconnected have been merged under the Atlas Analytics platform. Atlas has evolved into a comprehensive data exploration and analytics platform that can be used to perform a complete research project. In addition to analytics, Atlas contains a terminology browser, which can be used to find terms to be used in data queries. This example shows a hierarchy of terms related to hypertensive disorders that could be included in a query to select patients with diseases related to hypertension. Over the years, OHDSI collaborators have created a large library of tools to support large-scale analytics and evidence generation. OHDSI uses this two-dimensional conceptual model to understand the role and the use of each of its tools. Along the top are use cases that focus on developing new analytic methods, tools that enable the use of OHDSI open source tools, and tools being used in clinical applications. Along the left border is a set of data science related activities such as data management, characterizing clinical data, creating estimates of observed risk and outcomes for patient populations, and making patient-specific predictions of future risks and outcomes. Here are the various OHDSI tools placed along this two-dimensional conceptual model. As you can see, the very rich OHDSI set of community-developed tools covers a wide landscape of data and analytical use cases and tasks. This was only a very brief overview of the large number of materials available through the OHDSI website. Spend some time exploring the website. You will be amazed by the richness of the tools and the engagement of the community members.